What is up YouTube, and welcome to this What If Zombies breakdown, comic references and review. I admit I was sour on the first 3 episodes of What If, but hey, it's brutal out here as an MCU fan. However, episode 4 and now 5 are pure quality with really cool questions in the form of Steven becoming evil, and here what looks like a backdoor pilot for a Marvel Zombies series and adaptation of the fan favourite series of comics. Personally, I was never too into the Marvel Zombies series, as I was more into The Walking Dead. Ironic, as Robert Kirkman did write Marvel Zombies, but it just didn't click with me. Now, Marvel Zombies the comic started in September 2005, which itself was a spin-off from the Ultimate line of comics, mainly debuting in the Ultimate Fantastic Four comics. The spin-off was written, as I said, by Robert Kirkman, of The Walking Dead, but it just never really clicked with me. But I really get why people love and still love it. It's just cool. This episode was a superb adaptation, taking the spirit of the comics and inserting it right here in the MCU, using the lore of the MCU to shoehorn some zombies right here. In the comics, Sentry came from another world and was brought to what is known as the Hunger to Earth 2149. He crashes and infects almost every known superhero, and the world is actually lost as it is transmitted by blood. Now, what differentiates this form from the rest of the zombie craze of the mid to late 2000s was that the heroes retained somewhat of their intellect despite literally falling apart and Cap losing half of his brain. They would eventually run out of food and even stole Galactus' power to go on a tear across the galaxy to feed their hunger. This wasn't a simple, slow zombies and the real Walking Dead are the survivors. Black Panther would eventually have a last holdout, but they would then arrive on Earth 616, and in Secret Wars 2015 were kept beyond a wall patrolled by the Thor Corps. The show changes this heavily by making it so that it is a quantum realm virus that Janet Van Dyne was infected with and would then bring back when Hank Pym went to save her, just like near the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp. However, soon everyone was infected and the Pacific Northwest had fallen. Now, the Avengers were infected when trying to save everyone, and how cool was it that Black Panther was just there with the Avengers? I really wish that we had more Avengers movies, maybe after Civil War and in between Infinity War, because I really like the Avengers as a team together, and it never really got too much time to breathe. It reminded me of that Avengers game where they fought and died-ish on the Golden Gate Bridge, and then it spread heavily. I loved how we start just where Infinity War almost started, where poor Bruce lands in an empty Sanctorum and heads out to face Obsidian and the Maw. And this time his allies arrive via a sling ring to kill him and feed on the others. I really like this change, and the use of sling rings show that the zombies heroes here are sentient, just a bit peckish. They may be doing a bit of keto there. My highlight of the episode, however, was Spider-Man, expertly voice acted and written, and made me feel like this was Raimi-esque or similar to the 90s animated show. I don't know who wrote this, but really hire them for the next Spider-Man trilogy. It really did feel like a proper Spider-Man. He's in charge, he's stoic, he's just, I don't know, it feels as distilled perfectly as it was in the Spider-Man PS4 game, which to me is probably one of the most defining and real landmark moments for Spider-Man in the moving image. Now, Spidey continues his obsession with movies and has written the rules to survive the zombie world just like Zombieland, and has a cavalcade of heroes with him suspended above the street. Okoye and Desmouchian's character from Ant-Man, Happy Hogan, and even the Winter Soldier. I loved their kind of intros, and they were just so much fun. It was so much fun seeing this resistance, and they have a signal to a supposed cure. I love how they all assemble to head to Camp Lehigh, where the Mind Stone is with the cure, with Vision in a shrunken bus. However, I'm a bit unsure why they needed a train when they could just, drive all the way. The sinister horror of this is stunning, and this is the first time I was like, yeah, maybe this ain't for kids. Maybe it should have had a warning. It was dark seeing Happy taken by Hawkeye and then shot with the Iron Man glove by Sharon, but they make it to the train and Spidey gets it working, and it was pretty cool having Strange's cloak that abandoned him wrap around Spidey. The train was an interesting and eventful jaunt as we see Cap jump on the train, showing a throwback to Bucky and Cap on the train in First Avenger and Captain Carter's episode here, and well, he was also wrecked similarly by his own shield, as in the comics, Magneto was the sole survivor of the trip to the zombie worlds and used Cap's shield to slice Cap's brain in half. That's pretty much a reference here to when Cap got sliced. Now, poor Sharon was turned, but hey, we know she will become the power broker, so maybe it's a good thing there, as the Wasp is eaten and, well, actually explodes as she gets bigger. Probably a reference to Ant-Man going up Thanos' butthole. It's a callback to the Ultimate Universe version of the Wasp, who was eaten in Ultimatum by the Blob. And honestly, yes, don't read Ultimatum. It is probably one of the worst parts of the Ultimate Marvel lineup. But the speech from Spidey was, and is easily one of the best Spider-Man moments in a moving image format. However, we reach Camp Lehigh, but the Wasp is infected, leading her to go gigantic, just like Scott did in Ant-Man and the Wasp. We learn that Vision was the one who sent the message, but he has been luring people to feed to Wanda, who has been turned. T'Challa is on the table, just like the Marvel Zombies comic, where he is kept alive to be fed on, and I'm really glad they didn't turn him into a zombie. That would have been really, really in about poor taste. The Mind Stone can stop and reverse the virus, but Wanda's powers came from it, meaning she is doomed forever and it doesn't work on her, unlike Scott, who was cured but is now a Futurama head in a jar. But hey, he's got the cape to lead him in eye level. And on their escape, I howled at him saying, Wingardium Leviosa! Was it Leviosa? The Vision does the right thing and stops Wanda before the rest escape. However, Bucky and Bruce sacrifice themselves so T'Challa and Spidey and Scott can make it to Wakanda. We saw a throwdown between Hulk and Wanda, and oh man, the sequences in this were too good. While the first 3 episodes did have great animation, the story just wasn't that exciting or interesting, and T'Challa says that death is not the end as he tries to cheer up Peter Parker, and oh boy, did that hit different. It really did hit different, and rest in power, King. But they make it to Wakanda with the stone as we realise that Thanos has arrived there and is infected. It's a neat alternate Infinity War. And, well, that's What If. What If should be about remixing events. Even though it's not just a retread, we have everything here just changed. I hope that we do see what happens in Wakanda. It did just end out of nowhere. But I imagine that the stone may go to Thanos, but this is ripe for just carrying on. Do carry on this world, please, because it's so good. And we did have multiple different Marvel Zombies runs, so there's no reason why they can't just make this a series. It was just really damn good, and you know what, it was a lot of fun. But that is it for this video, so please do drop a like down below. Do subscribe with notifications on if you want more from us. I will see you soon tomorrow for my American Horror Story breakdown. Friday I'll be back with Lucifer Season 6 discussing the ending, and Saturday I might do a Malignant video. And then Sunday, we have Heels. And then Monday, I don't know. Yeah, anyway. But I'll see you soon, and goodbye.